I wanted to do a video just bitching about the new Doom Eternal delay, how something that's like a month away out of nowhere gets pushed back like 4 months with no idea when the Switch version will even come. That's something that's more in my wheelhouse, but I couldn't help myself. I had to talk about the latest Blizzard Entertainment embarrassment. Somehow, they've managed to top themselves, and not long before BlizzCon. Perfect timing, by the way, guys. So you may have seen the hashtag Blizzard Boycott trending over the last day or so, like on Twitter and other social media platforms. And it's not because, they announced like World of Warcraft 2 for mobile or something like that. No, in a story that's actually making national headlines even outside just the gaming space, professional Hearthstone player Blitzchung recently spoke out in support of the Hong Kong protests currently going on in China. Now, I don't want to get too much into the politics of it, but essentially the people of Hong Kong don't like a lot of the decisions, rules, laws being imposed upon them by the government, and they've been protesting, and the government over there, they don't really like protests very much. Keep in mind, this is the country that banned Winnie the Pooh simply because some people made a joke about how he looks like the president. Yeah, no matter what you do, guys, never compare the president of China to Winnie the Pooh. Refrain at all costs from posting images that compare the stature, the roundness of President Xi to this silly old bear. So yeah, you have this pro player who did this. He did so during a live Hearthstone broadcast, and after the incident, Blizzard released this official statement. Upon further review, we have found the action has violated the 2019 Hearthstone Grandmasters official competition rules, section 6.10, and is individual behavior which does not represent Blizzard or Hearthstone esports. 6.10 is found below. Engaging in any act that, in Blizzard's sole discretion, brings you into public disrepute, offends a portion or group of the public. Good God, what doesn't offend somebody today? Or otherwise damages Blizzard image will result in removal from Grandmasters and reduction of the player's prize total to $0 in addition to other remedies which may be provided for under the handbook and Blizzard's website terms. Effective immediately, Blitzchung is removed from Grandmasters and will receive no prizing from Grandmasters Season 2. Additionally, Blitzchung is ineligible to participate in Hearthstone esports for 12 months beginning October 5th, 2019 and extending to October 5th, 2020. We will also immediately cease working with both casters. And they go on to discuss, we respect your right to free speech, just except for when we don't. So before I get into really tearing into Blizzard, I'm sure there will be apologists saying things like, it's Blizzard's rules to enforce. They can do whatever they want. And I'd even go as far to say that I understand why you wouldn't want people getting overly political, especially in this day and age, and perhaps maybe they even pull the player to the side after and be like, hey man, can you take it easy with the political rhetoric? We're not trying to stir the pot or anything. I could see that stuff, but this is something that was very brief. It's not like he went on a 10-minute rant about how much the Chinese government sucks. And this is the type of punishment I'd expect to see, like, if the player was caught cheating or fixing matches, something like that. And to go as far to fire the casters that clearly looked uncomfortable in the clip. They duck behind their monitors. You can tell they're like, oh shit, this is trouble. This all seems way more of a sign that speaking out against the Chinese government won't be tolerated more than anything else. Don't even be on the stream when someone else does it, or you'll be gone too. And this is hardly the first incident we've seen of China influencing or flexing its muscle on Western entertainment. Another developing story actually right now, for those of you who like the sports may be aware of, is in regard to the NBA, where the Houston Rockets general manager, I believe, posted a tweet in support of the Hong Kong protests that he has since deleted and apologized for, as China threatens to ban upcoming NBA games from airing in the country. If you're wondering why so many are willing to jump through hoops, bend the knee to appease China, you have to note that, one, they're actually investing heavily in Western media and entertainment. Tencent, for instance, according to this CNET article, as of 2017 actually owned almost 5% stake in Activision-Blizzard. And 2, China continues to account for an increasing share of worldwide entertainment revenue. I mean, China basically saved Terminator Genisys from being a complete flop. If that's not power, being able to save a trash fire like that, then I don't know what is. Actually, the recent South Park episode, if you haven't seen it, it was called Banned in China, did a fantastic job of laying out the specifically Hollywood kowtowing to the country, which, shocking, has led to South Park being pulled from, even the internet in China. It's really just sad, in my opinion, to see a company that I've had such fondness for over the years be such cowards. Because it isn't just like they're doing this to appease Chinese people or something like that. Don't get it twisted. This is 100% about trying to save face for the Chinese government. I don't think there was any risk of losing fans over the comments made by Blitzchung. It's all about not upsetting the government and having them keep you away from that massive amount of consumers over there. If these companies, Western companies, aren't going to stand up for free speech, then I do think it's up to the consumers to let them know exactly what they think about that. Myself, I am in full support of people boycotting Blizzard until this decision is reversed, which it pains me to say because I've actually been really looking forward to this upcoming BlizzCon and the potential Diablo 4 announcement to rectify last year's Diablo Immortal disaster. We've got Overwatch coming out for Nintendo Switch, but you will not see any more coverage of Blizzard games on this channel until this decision is reversed. Speaking of, not only that, I hope players don't let up. I hope they keep repeatedly letting Blizzard know, on social media and that, what a mistake this was. Make sure that people just passing by who aren't aware of this, when they just want to see the latest Overwatch or Warcraft news on Blizzard social media, sees this shit. Like I mentioned, BlizzCon is coming up, their biggest event of the year. I hope players, their fan base, hounds them in person at this show. If this decision isn't reversed by then, I'm praying that we can get another hero during the main Q&A segment this year to ask them if this is just an out-of-season April Fool's joke. I hope so. I'd really like it to be even more than Diablo Immortal. Something like releasing a trash mobile game, it sucks, we can meme on it. Again, let the company know we don't like it. But this is just something on an entirely different level. Once more, I consider this full-on intimidation, letting it be known that no one is allowed to speak out against the greatness of the Chinese government at Blizzard, or else you risk suffering the consequences just like these individuals did. Hitting those casters too? I mean, what is wrong with you? Absolutely disgusting. Anyway, before my blood pressure gets any higher, with that, this video's a wrap. Let me know your thoughts on all this Blizzard China craziness in the comments. How do you feel about the actions Blizzard has taken, and how do you feel people should be responding? Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this discussion of Blizzard banning a pro player for speaking out against the Chinese government. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and if you want to keep the conversation going, hit me up on Twitter at JohnnyZakari, and join my Discord, ChiGuy and Friends, link to both in the description below, and as always, thanks for watching.